At Nissan of Silsbee, did you know that we have a complete service department? Whether you need detailed mechanical work or just a $12.95 oil change, we can handle it for you. And we rent new Nissans. And we rent to everybody. Get a 3-day weekend for just $99 or rent it longer.
And of course, we sell. Get a 2011 Nissan Altima for just $199 per month or get a great deal on a certified pre-owned vehicle.
But best of all, at Nissan of Silsbee, we're making deals the Silsbee way.
JP White, SportsSpeak Sports, where we talk sports and a little bit of some other things, including the Brad Ghost, and happy to have with us Jena, Spraggins, Mazzy Curr, that's it, the roller derby,
that's
right?
It. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Happy to have you here.
Thank you.
You went to school where in high school?
At Silsbee High School, here in Silsbee.
Did you know Coach Lynn Delberry?
He was a principal, I believe, at the time.
Oh, you didn't have to go to the office?
Not too many times.
There you go. Okay. All right. Well, the reason, okay, I know you worked at Lamar, so you're familiar with Lamar University,
yes, sir.
Of course. All right. But now you're a roller derby, okay. Where do y'all roller derby? Are you on a team? Tell me about the team.
Yes, with the Spindletop Roller Girls in Beaumont. And we practice at Manning's in Beaumont. That's on College Street. And we have our bouts at Ford Park in Beaumont.
Bout?
Yes.
What do you mean bout?
That's what we call our games.
Well, it's a game, though,
yes,
right?
it's a game. We just call them bouts.
Okay. All right. Then you're not really boxing or anything.
No.
Do you hit each other, though?
We do hit each other.
Why do you hit so hard? What are you trying to do when you bump them?
We're trying to stop the other blockers from stopping our jammer. The jammers are the ones that score the points.
Whoa, blockers and jammers. Goodness gracious, go ahead again. The jammers score the points.
The jammers score the points, and each jam, that's a 2-minute, the bouts are broken into usually 2 30-minute parts and a 10-minute halftime. And you usually have, you have 4 girls from each team that are blockers, and then 1 is a jammer. And you all go out on the line. Usually there's 14 on a roster, so only 5 people go out on the track at a time from each team.
Wait a minute, now, when you change, while they're still running, one skates off, now the skates on?
Yes,
or do you
once
stop
the whistle, when 4 whistles blow, that jam is over.
Okay, and then you can change.
And then we have another lineup go out. Yes, it's just
okay.
like you have lineups, just like football.
Oh, okay.
And then you send the next batch out. So then that girl sits on the bench until she gets called back out again. So usually it switches off depending on how many people you have. So.
Well, how do you know who's going to win?
Well,
the one that gets there first.
The jammer from each team, when they make after their first pass through the pack. After that, every pass that they make, every girl from the opposing team, they get a point for. So, just like any other game, who have the most points wins.
But how many points do they usually have in a game?
It can go anywhere from 300 to 10. I mean, it just depends.
Is that right?
Yes.
Well, what usually does it go?
It really depends on who you're playing.
Do y'all score a couple hundred quite often?
We have, yeah. We've scored over 200 in several. I think our first 2 games. I think.
All right. How many games have you lost? How many have you won?
This season we've had 2 home games so far, I think, and we've won both of those, and they were very good games, very close, down to the last minute.
Yeah.
And
well, how do you know? Do you know how you stand as the game goes along?
Yeah, there's a scoreboard.
Scoreboard?
Yeah, there is a scoreboard.
With
there's
the points
scorekeepers,
on it.
yes, and so you can see.
All right.
But that's the thing about roller derby is you can't say you win until it's over because you can rack up a lot of points really fast. So,
all right.
Just because somebody's 50 points ahead at halftime doesn't mean they're going to win.
How many times do you roll around that rink in a game?
It just depends. Because the jammers, whoever is the lead jammer, that's who makes it through first without any penalties. They're called the lead jammer. They can call it off whenever they want. So if they want to go 30 seconds and call it off, they can. So it really depends on when it gets called off. It can go anywhere. It can go over 2 minutes, but anywhere in between that, it can be called off.
With the speed, then, you're running around that doesn't have much to do with it, does it?
No, because it just depends on how the girls are controlling the packs. Sometimes you have slow packs, sometimes you have fast packs. So it just depends, and that all depends on the strategy too.
And you get 4 of them out front, and you're trying to keep the rest of them coming through. Is that the idea, something like that?
Well, it's 4 from each team are blockers. One of the blockers is called a pivot, and she controls the pack. Pretty much tells you, slow down, speed up, do this, do that, where to go, and usually, you're playing offense and defense. That's what happens. And you have, say I'm a blocker, I'm trying to stop their blockers from stopping my jammer, and I'm trying to stop their jammer while their blockers are trying to stop me. Well, I'm trying to stop their jammer from scoring points too, along with my pack. So that's the gist of it. It's a lot of stuff happening at one time.
How can you practice?
We have 2 skate practices, 2 times a week, and then we have a land drill where it's just off skates exercise.
Well, when you practice, you have just your team there, and some of them put on one team and some on the other.
Yeah, when we scrimmage,
you have white shirt and blue shirt.
Yeah, that's what we do.
Okay. All right, and how long y'all practice? A couple hours? Or
We have 2-hour practices.
How big is that rink? What shape is it?
It's an oval.
Oh, good.
Yes.
Oh, well, that means it's part of it's round and part of it's long.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And I'm not sure the exact dimensions of it. It's not as big as a football field, but it's pretty good size.
Big as a basketball court?
It's probably close to it.
Probably circle right around the court.
Probably
Where the
so,
bleachers
yeah.
would be in the gymnasium. I know you call Mazzy Curr, so I saw it right there on your bag.
Mazzy Curr.
Massacre.
Yes.
Massacre.
Like massacre.
Oh, that sounds mean. You're not mean.
Only when I have to be.
If you got them, does everyone have a different name for the
Yes, everybody has a different name. There's like an international roster where we check our names, so that way we don't have.
No kidding.
Yes, that way you don't steal somebody else's name, even if they're in Australia.
No kidding.
Yes.
There's not another massacre.
No.
No kidding.
Well, not spelled the same anyway.
Not what?
Not spelled the same. So there might be pronounced another way, but yes, that's
basically
yeah.
each name is. Well, isn't that something?
Yes.
How many teams are there in the United States?
Oh wow, I don't know. It's growing. Every day it grows. It's really picking up now. It's caught on. Everybody wants to do it. So there's little teams starting everywhere. So I have no idea how many what the actual
How
number
many
is.
do they do other countries? They do this.
Oh yes, other countries.
Sometimes they do that. So have some kind of World Series maybe or something.
They have lots of different tournaments. We actually had this year we actually hosted the Texas Governor's Cup.
No kidding.
Yes, we
Did
did
you down there at Ford Park?
We hosted it, and that was the beginning of the year. I think in February, maybe.
How many teams did they have? You have out there 20?
When we did that, I'm not really sure. We had
Give me a ballpark figure.
I don't think there was quite 20 teams. Maybe more like 10 teams.
Did y'all win it?
No, we didn't. We're just now starting. We're a very, very new league. So.
You've been a couple of years skating?
Yes, this is our second season. So I've been doing it. This is my second year. I've been since we started the actual seasons.
Well, at Ford Park, they got that rink out there right now. What about when they're going to play basketball? What do they do?
Well, we do it in the exhibit center.
You got 2 different places in Ford Center?
Well, that's where we do it, but I'm not sure. I think the basketball is in the. We do it in the exhibit hall is where ours is, and I think the other I'm not really sure.
Somewhere you're not familiar.
Yeah, they're all the building names I don't remember.
And I bet you got a bunch of crazy names. What's the names of some of your players? Do you know all your teammates? Do you know them when you see them? Do you know them by name?
Oh
when you see
yes,
them?
yes.
Do you know more sometimes by the name? Somebody I believe told me, I know Mazzy Curr, but I don't know who she is.
Yeah.
Is that right? Something
Yes.
like that?
Well, that's what usually we get used to calling each other our roller derby names, and we will answer to it wherever we hear it because it's our second name.
What's some of the names of some of your players?
We
on your
have
team?
Brutal Justice, Buns of Fun, Cat Scan, Felony Takedown, Erotica, Inappropriate, G.I. Jules, Messica, Photo Finish, Ruby Ridicule, Reckon Pretty Manic, Plucky Devil is our bench coach. See if I'm forgetting anybody. And then Wildcat, Revolting Rambo.
My goodness.
It's a lot.
Now, how did all these people, how did they find out for sure that there's not one of those names? How do you find out?
There's a website you go to and check, and then we submit our names, and then I think there's 2 girls that run the whole website, and they go and they check and make sure nobody else has the name, and then they okay you to have it.
Okay.
It's like an international
Who
roster.
owns this team?
Our team,
Yeah,
the
who
league
owns
does.
it?
We do the league, and it's a non-profit organization. So
All the teams are? Or just your team?
well, most of them I believe are, but our team, yeah,
No
it's
professional,
non-profit.
no profit thing.
Yeah.
Did you know what
It's
that
just
is?
well,
Somewhere maybe.
maybe. I don't know. But yeah, ours is a non-profit organization, and all the league members own it. We all pay dues.
What's the most interesting thing, funny thing, interesting thing, or whatever happened on the roller rink with you when you were skating? You want to think about that? You can. I'll ask you another crazy question.
Yeah, I don't know. It's all kinds of. It's very entertaining. So it's it's not really ever a dull moment when you're skating around hitting girls. It's
Oh, look. How about getting into dangerous? How about getting hurt?
it is dangerous. I've had my ankle broke.
Ooh.
We've had I think 4 girls now, maybe 5 that's had broken ankles. That's about the most serious. I mean, some of them had to have, they actually broke some of their leg bones where it went up from the ankle and they had to have surgery. But
Did you have to have surgery?
no, I didn't have to have surgery. I just had to have a cast. I was good. But yeah, we've had spiral fractures where.
How long were you out? A month or so?
I was out. Let's see. I did it in October. I was back in December.
All right. Y'all skate
So-
year round? Trying to skate year
Yeah,
round?
we practice year round. Our seasons usually run from, I think it's, I'm awful at this. I think it's around May to September. So,
Mazzy Curr, Jena Spraggins of Silsby, roller derby, Ford Park in Beaumont. Now, I've got to ask you another crazy question.
Okay.
You know, you see the Brad Ghost.
no, I haven't.
You're not familiar about the Brad Ghost?
No, I am familiar, but I've never actually got to go see it.
You afraid to?
No, I'm not. I just never went and done it.
You know any wild stories about the Brad
I've
Ghost?
heard lots about that.
You got a wild one that you remember that you could tell?
I've heard so many. I've heard of people, their cars not starting and sounds like hands hitting the sides of the cars. And yeah, I've heard lots. I've heard of, matter of fact, one of my teachers, Miss Harper, told us a story about when she was a teenager. And she went and she saw some little creature that looked like a little bitty, almost like a black bear, but she said its eyes were glowing green. I don't know. I've heard a lot, but I've never actually experienced it. I haven't ever been.
You want to go, though?
I
don't
do
you?
want to go.
Well, let me think. What's the most important decision you think you've ever made in your lifetime? Do you want to answer that, or do you want to come back to it?
Oh, that's a hard one.
Yeah.
Probably to have children. My babies are my life.
Okay.
You saw them. They're
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah, they are. Two
They're
pretty
precious.
little
They
girls,
are.
4 years old.
Yes, they're
They're out
twins.
there playing with my friend and lady, Carol Sue White.
But you know what you can say? We need girls.
Okay.
If anybody's listening, we need girls for the team. We need refs for the team. We need sponsors. We need anybody. We need it all.
Ref?
All the time. We need
You mentioned
referees.
ref.
Yes.
Well, those old boys
For the
call
guys?
basketball. Couldn't they call roller derby too?
They probably could. There's lots of rules, but you got to be able to skate.
Got to be able to skate.
But we'll teach you if you don't know.
Teach you if you don't know how.
Yes.
Now, where are the referees? Are they right out there skating with you? They're out
They're
there?
in the middle of the track, and there's some on the outside. We have several at games, so
There quite a few in each game.
yes.
Well, how do you know who's refereeing?
We wear white and black. It's
They
just
have
like-
the stripes on and all that kind of stuff?
Yes, sir.
They might have 4 or 5 or 6 of them, right?
Yeah, there's usually quite a few. I don't know the exact number, but there's usually it's a lot of stuff to watch. So
Great. JP White, SportsSpeak Sports, and we have Massacre, Jena Spraggins from Silsby, one of the aces. Let's come back next time. We'll tell you another wild one.
Thank you.